Autobots, transform!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to George Reviews. I am the 80s Transformer fan. Thank you for joining me today. I'm doing a long overdue review, at least for me. This is Titans Returns Fortress Maximus. This is going to be the largest review I've ever done, the biggest figure I ever reviewed. I actually was kind of dreading. Anyway, I got this thing like over a year ago. I picked it up at Ollie's. They were clearancing this thing out. It's like Michigan's Ross, if you know what Ross is, or even if you know what Ollie's is. It was $39.99. And I already had one. I bought one at regular price at the retail store. Never opened it. Really felt like I didn't have enough room to display it. And I never got around to open it just for review purposes. So it stayed unopened. So this thing went on clearance. I'm a sucker for the buzz. If it's at retail, I'll pick it up. If it was online on clearance, I might have waited. But anyway, here it is from the Titans Return line. Fortress Maximus will be the largest Transformer in existence to this day. A lot of people already know what it is. Look at the packaging. There's artwork on there. I can barely get it in frame, so this is going to be a difficult review for me and maybe difficult to watch. There's the toy product shot over there. Fortress Maximus down the Titan Return. He's a Titan class figure, and he comes with Cerebros Emissary and Cerebros. Fortress Maximus down there. Stuff over there. Titan Return over there. Swinging the box around. And there's the product shot on the back of the box. I don't believe that's the actual size. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to keeping this whole thing in frame. I'm going to have to get up and stand next to it. Maybe swing around behind it. But anyway, see, I have two of these things now. And I'm finally getting around to this one. There's a reason why I'm getting around to this one too. Not just because I'm created a little space in my man cave, which is still under construction. Yeah, this is going to be difficult working with the cap. So there's the inner box. There's nothing in there. Here he is packaged sideways, obviously, so that he can fit. And I love to unbox on camera. If you know me, like opening up the goodies and we kind of share the experience together. But all these ties, I'm going to stop the video and see if I can pop them loose. Let's see if I can show you anything before I do that. Oh, the instructions and stickers are at the bottom, and look at all this mess back here. So try to pop this thing loose. Be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and I think I got everything. I'll try to pull it out on camera. If nothing else, well, I can get these little clear ones from the front. I mean, he's really in there. I guess he has to be because he's so large. You don't want anybody to get hurt. I see he's packaged with one arm. Got a symbol on arm. Man, this thing is ginormous. Ooh. See his other arm in the bottom of the box. His head just came off. Goodness. And I can tell you right now, he could be a little bit stiffer. It's a little loosey-goosey. Man, yeah, he's not going to be in camera frame. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with this damn thing. Get his arm out. Whatever this little thing is, a little helipad, looks like laser cannon helipad. Right here. Alright. Get this junk out of the way. I put a hole in my backdrop. Alright, so I had to get up, get the arm on. I got the arm on, and he's whole now. But my main concern is when you have to add a piece like this to a toy, normally it tends to keep falling off because they made it where you can get it on and it doesn't stay on as well as the factory assembled pieces. But we'll see as this toy review goes along. So I am going to go over this guy's articulation while I'm up. You can take his arms and completely 360 them like that. And it's a soft little, I won't even call it a ratchet, soft little clock hinge in there. And it should like be a little bit stronger because he's a big guy and you're going to want to put a Decepticon in his hand to crush him or something. And I'm worried about the weight of the arm and the figure not being supported by the hinge. So 360s. You can get it up to the side. It's a soft hinge coming up to the sides like this. That's as far as you can get that there. So you can come to his elbows. You can get his elbows this far. It's pretty good, pretty high up. It also rotates, and a very, very strong ratchet. You can hear it, and maybe this should be up here. It rotates at the lower bicep, pretty much almost to the elbow, and coming back down to the lower hand, the lower arm. In his hand, it rotates, complete 360 there. It has a hinge in there where you can hinge it in. I think it tucks in city mode or something like that anyway, but it hinges in. Then the thumb comes up and down, and it doesn't rotate. I wish it had a rotation in the thumb. And the fingers are individually articulated, but it's at the one same hinge, so it only bends at like the major knuckle, which is kind of a shame. And I'm not a fan of the little giant robot Johnny Sacco type fingers when he would shoot the missile. Not a fan of the end of the hand look. So that is it for that bit of articulation. I don't think he has anything at the waist. Oh, yep. He has waist rotation articulation, which is cool at 360s, even though I'm not 360 in it. And he doesn't have a crunch, to my knowledge. You can bend him over because of the waist, but he doesn't have a crunch. So his legs, you get his legs this far forward, and it barely supports, or it doesn't support the weight of the leg at all, which sucks. You think with a figure this massive, they would have made sure they had a strong enough hinge in there. I'm gonna try to get it out to the side. Come to the side very far because, of course, because of transformation, and it sort of kind of holds it. Let's put it to the test. Look, I'm just tapping it just to show you. It really doesn't hold it, that's very unfortunate. With a figure this big, they should have made sure the ratchets and the hinges held up. So, and I'm gonna rotate it just above the knee. It rotates with a 360 for you. This guy bends at the knee. You can hold that because the weight's not out that far. You can hold that far, and coming down to his foot for the final articulation, and it really has none. It unhinges for the transformation, and that is pretty much it for articulation. And I had to add this piece right here, the little helipad and gun, like represented in the G1 version. I think it was on the other leg or something. But G1 toy will make an appearance in this toy review, so hold on for that. But that's pretty much it in this mode. I don't think, well, the cannons can come up in this mode right here and shoot, and you can also remove the cannons. I still got it in camera. Let's see. All right, you can remove, because this guy really doesn't come with a gun of his own, so you can remove one of the cannons, just like Metroplex, and it has like the little hinge underneath. You can take that out, and it slots into his hand, just like the Masterpiece figures. There's a little slot for it in the palm, and you don't have to worry about closing the hands around the gun, because they really don't. And you can have like this trigger finger out right here, and so now he has like, I don't know, a pistol. And the funny thing is, it's enormous looking on the leg, but when it's in his hand, it's just a little tiny pistol. So that's the only way to really get this guy a handgun. So put that back down here. Yes, that is it. And again, you can see like the little circle where his head rotates. We'll say the neck, but he has no neck. I don't know if I mentioned it already, but I added 2 AA batteries to the head to activate the lights and the sound features. And in this mode, you can push this little translucent part in his chest and get different sounds. I think I hit it too many times right there. It's about to say Fortress Maximus.
Fortress Maximus.
So it makes different blast sounds. I think the only word he says in this particular mode is Decepticons and Fortress Maximus. A power on or power down sound. Then he says Autobot. Like, it's so limited, and I'm sure maybe the chip maybe not It doesn't have a memory space for the different phrases, but he could have said, "I am Fortress Maximus," or "Decepticons incoming," or "Decepticon intruder," or "Autobots prepare," or something like it. It's just, I mean, I'm happy to have the voice chip in there, but it's very limited. It's weak actually. And I know it says different things depending on which mode it's plugged into, which is cool, but I mean, this guy's not saying much. So get the camera closer and take a look at the detailing on this guy. Okay, so we're gonna start by looking at his face. He has some, what is that, like a light gray paint to his face, and then the rest of it's mostly plastic. He has some silver paint on the antenna on the sides of his head. Has some molded in detail to his face. Backing out to his chest, he has some silver paint in here. A little bit of silver there. Some silver bits around. Not a whole lot of paint apps going on with this guy, which is good and bad. You like to see like the little detailing, because they put a lot of detail. I think they over detailed this guy, the molded in detail, and left it without paint. I know it's a ton of stickers to go with this thing. I don't think I'm gonna put these stickers on there. I think I'm gonna go with Toy Hacks. But we'll see by the time this review is over. Some more silver there, some more silver there, and like gray underneath the silver in here. But yeah, he could have used some more paint apps or less detailing, so it's not so noticeable on this guy. And then this little door opens up. I don't think it's for this mode. It's a little seat for the Titan Master to sit in and fire this gun. I don't think it's for this mode, but you can do that. Even the little hinge on the arms is very, very detailed. Some black paint in there, adding detail in there. It's molded detail all over this guy. Down to the feet. Two little cannons over there. Little circle bits here, circle bits there. Swing this guy around. Side of his arm. Just a whole lot. I mean, it's cool, but I just think it's overdone. They could have concentrated on making my hinges better. The back of the head, the arms have a lot of detail, little piston work and circuitry. The little thrusters back here molded in. Some more silver paint there. Silver paint there. Some gray paint back here. Have some gray plastic. The runways for the other modes. Back in the back of the leg. I guess these are some type of pistons. Then he has thrusters down here a lot. And the wheels that allow him to roll in the other modes. So here's the head. I'm going to get it transformed. It transforms pretty much identical to the G1 toy. Bring the legs down and flip out the feet. The other one, the G1 toy, is just already out. This is extra articulation. Open these parts up from the chest and put them off to the side. Rotate the arms into position there, hollowed out. They're saving a lot of plastic. Yep, hooray for saving plastic. And here he is, and I think you flip this up just like the G1 and cover up the face, but he still has the giant backpack on his back. And I accidentally activated the sounds. He looks just like the vintage cartoon, the 80s cartoon, where it was like a 4-episode mini thing. They called it like the whole season when the cartoon was going under, but they squoze these guys out. Now they really squoze these guys out. Every second was a new Transformer on screen. I'm Blowpipe. I'm Fastlane. I'm Crowdraker. And it just went on, and they was just rolling out everybody they could. Trigger happy. And they just could have did better. The animation sucked. The story kind of sucked. With the it was cool they revitalized Cybertron, and you just hope they would have went somewhere from there, but it didn't. But anyway, he looks just like the cartoon. The chest and all, the head sculpt and everything. He has the painted mouthpiece, painted on blue eye visor, and the rest of it is plastic. This is black plastic, gray plastic, a lighter gray plastic, and some blue plastic to his head. His little shoulder pieces activate the sound.
Cerebros.
And in this mode, he actually says Cerebros. Another laser. Did he just cycle through that part twice? What the hell?
Cerebros.
Yep. So not much, but you get Cerebros out of this mode. I got some like residue on my fist from the box. I don't know what's up with that. Has a little molded in abdominal section here underneath his chest. Clearly defined waist, which is cool. I'm going to go over his articulation. Just like Fortress Maximus, get his arms up to the side. rotates 360 at the shoulder. In and out, there's a giant, you see the giant ball joint there. He get his arm up that far. There's nothing at the hand. They could have put something at the hand. And matter of fact, they could have had the hand hinge away so it wasn't just sticking up in the head mode like that. You know, coming down to the waist, it does not rotate because you add the batteries underneath here. You remove this screw right here, and he has some thrusters there. You remove that screw and add 2 AAA batteries. His legs come out to the side like this. Front to back thus far. And if you wanted to, I guess you can kind of sit down a little bit. Bends at the knee. And swivels at the upper thigh. And as far as his foot articulation goes, it just folds up for transformation, but I guess you can do something with it. And now that I look at it real close, the little boots and like the parts I call black actually look brown when I get it close enough. I wonder if the camera's picking that up. Can you guys see that? It actually looks brown instead of black. I don't know if it's from being close to the camera, but in the head, you can look left, you can look right. It's hitting the little shoulder pieces there, and not really. I guess it kind of goes up and down. Yeah, a little bit up and down in there. So that is Cerebros. Okay, up next is the Headmaster Emissary himself, which is Spike to me. You just remove him, you pull him up. Again, here's another look at the little tiny guy himself, the face. And he just unfolds like all Headmasters, even though he's a Titan Master. There's not much to him. The arm, if you can get it past the, or actually the ball, it came off at the ball joint. Well, he won't 360 without losing the arm, but you get his arms up. It's about as much as the G1, and his legs are molded together on this little hinge. They can come forward, he can sit down, and they're pretty much stuck together. He has a silver face, and if you can see it, he has some tiny blue eyes in there. I don't know if you can see it, but trust me, they're in there. I spotted it and was like, wow. So that is Emissary / Spike. Head on. Then the head has to be turned like a certain way to go in there, like reversed or something. Reverse the head, then it. And voila. So I'm gonna get this guy transformed now into his spaceship mode, battle station mode, or I don't know. He doesn't transform into a city. He transforms into a fortress. So he transforms into like the spaceship thing, like from the old school. So pop the head off, put that to the side. He pretty much just lies down, and that's the transformation. You take these legs, unhinge them, these down here, rotate the arms around. I forgot all in camera. A little midsection pops out, just like he's falling apart a little bit, just like the G1 version. And they become little towers. And they got some translucent bits on the inside of these that gets covered up a little bit. Just rotate these things around, arms around, and pretty much just lie the thing down. And the little ramp on the back pops out. You can see it pops up. The hands go underneath the ramps. Just tuck up there. I don't know if I'm getting it all in. And I can feel it rolling already. But this is pretty much the spaceship battle platform mode thing. And this little thing came off. I noticed earlier when I was getting out of the box, it just fell off. And I think it's going to continue to fall off. I think it has a function in city mode, which isn't far from this mode. But yeah, this is the flying fortress spaceship mode. Basically, he's just laying down with his arms back. So, I mean, it's not much of that. I'll turn it this way. I'm not going to be able to get it all in. The cannons will let up. So I'm going to adjust just a little bit more. A little bit more. If that's working out. But yeah, I mean, it's just a figure laying down completely. Oops, sorry about that. It's not much to it, as you can see. And I don't think this guy has a purpose in this mode. I know you can't open this up, but I think this is what, like the city mode, not this mode. But you can open this up and take Emissary, what used to be Spike. I think he was always Emissary over there. You could take Spike and put him in his chair. And I'm guessing that this is the front of the ship this way. I don't know where the cannons are at. Seems like it makes a lot more sense at the front of the ship is where the cannons are at. So that's pretty much it in this mode. Alright, so I got the camera to get a better look at this mode. Come around. I mean, it's pretty much him just laying down completely. Emissary sitting there, swinging around. Hope I'm doing this justice, but that's pretty much it. And I'm not sure if this is supposed to be down yet, but I put it down anyway. It was easier. Okay, so it really doesn't take much to go to the next mode. I mean, it's pretty much nothing. You let these little pieces down, then you partially transform Cerebros, just like the G1. Almost identical to the G1. He makes the transformation sounds on his own, which is really cool. I think it goes forward. And there's a little piece in here that touches the sensor that lets it know to do different transform sounds in this mode. So let's check that out. Okay, I had to come around and get in a little bit better position. Got to line the speed up correctly. And you just slot the guy in here. And then you push the button at top, what used to be the neck. Okay, I don't think I have it in there right because it's supposed to say different things. Yeah, I got it now. Now it says Cerebros. Anyway, that's that. Now let me get back in here and transform this thing, which is not much. Basically, I'm spreading his legs out left to right, and this little thing get on here right, a little ramp. Alright, that goes there. This little door opens up, and yeah, that is it. You spin this little thing around, and now you have, put this thing in, scoot it back. Now you have the Fortress mode, and wow, it's the best mode is the robot mode. I tell you that, because there's not much to this. It would have been better if they made Fortress Maximus first and made it, designed it to be Fortress Maximus, then spun Metroplex off of it. I think it would have worked better, but because they took that Metroplex design and tried to make it into Fortress Maximus, we just got these runway ramps here. They're like, man, you know, like the vintage one came down to the ground. I'm gonna bring the vintage one out, but they're just hanging off there. Man, it'd have been better off if they tried to pass this thing off as some type of Cybertronian aircraft carrier. But it just, in the cannons here, if the cannons could turn this way or rotate or something, that would have been a lot better, but they don't. They don't. A lot of people are trying to like put the towers up on these things to make it look like the G1, and that's not working. But as far as play feature, I just don't see it happening. I'm going to put a lot of guys out here to take a look at it, but man, in this mode, that's pretty much it. You get the sound effects, and I'm trying to think of something else you can do. I think maybe you can get this to eject the car, but it's not meant to, but maybe you can. So this mode is like the least impressive mode of all of them. All of them, man. So I'm gonna get it back in robot mode and go from there. So here he is in total play feature mode. You can peg the little Titan return guys all over him. I got a little battle going on with some of the guys that I have. And until I tried to do this, I didn't realize I didn't have many, was it leader class Decepticons until I pull this out. And I got a ton of Autobots around. Not just in this picture, but like in the box. And I'm like, man, I only got a few Decepticons. I got to get some more Decepticons for these guys. So one last thing in this mode, for some reason you can unhinge Skull Cruncher's, is he still called Skull Cruncher? Skull Cruncher's tail, and port it in to this guy. And put a guy in there and he can man an extra gun, but you need a Decepticon to do it. And this is how it appears on the box. I noticed it, like, what is that? So if you got your Skull Cruncher, he can, and it pivots. Alright, that's pretty much it for this mode. This guy here, you can plug in the Optimus Prime, the Titan Return Optimus Prime that came in this series, and Blaster. I don't have those guys. I got Optimus Prime, I don't have Blaster, but I haven't opened Optimus Prime. I'll probably review that next and then do it. But you can plug them in. That's a holdover from the Metroplex mode to connect the other bases to this guy. So I'm getting back in robot mode and close it out. Alright everybody, I decided to go old school and basically get on the floor with it so I can get both of these guys in frame, and you can see the city modes from here. I think this one is battle platform mode. I don't know if it's, or fortress mode, because he's Fortress Maximus, and this one is technically city, so I guess that's like why it's different. And the biggest difference, like I said, is the legs tuck away in the back, forming two more towers, which makes it really truly look like a city. And then the center spire here looks more building-ish with the stickers and everything. Has the ramp in the center, the little card port here, two ramps on the side. Over here you have the ramp in the center, the little car port here. Same, these ramps, again, these are like landing strips and takeoff strips. Whatever it's called when you take off. Runways. They are runways. I got it. The little clear piece opens up and it has the gun ported into it. Over here, the little clear piece, it just turns into a canopy and the gun is over it. See where they tried to mimic that? This one has the radar dish that they didn't try to mimic over here. And again, this one suffers from being Metroplex first. If they had did it Fortress Maximus, I think it would have translated better when they tried to turn them into Metroplex, as in vice versa, if you know what I mean, if you understand what I mean. So, and like I said, the legs are just hanging out back here and the big guns are on the side. And it would have been cool if you can turn them forward, but you can't. They're just static right there. Just if you could swivel it, it would have been a little bit better in this mode. So here are the two guys, and that is... what is it, Emissary, which should technically be Spike, and this is Spike over here. And this is, and again, and it actually comes with more pieces. This is Cog, which turns into I don't know what the two pieces break down to, but this is Cog. And up here we have the guns. This guy has two guns, and no guns unless you count these things on the side, but he didn't come with any gun. I'm gonna try to get some third-party guns because this dude is naked, so he really needs that. Then he has this big gaping hole in there. I still haven't figured out what I should do with that. It probably has a purpose, especially seeing the vents inside. And this little thing just suffering over here, just hanging out, the little helipad. And this is supposed to be that helipad. So here they are in city and fortress mode. Okay, so I got these guys in their robot mode, and you can see the similarities and the differences in these guys. I'm coming down here and check out their little extra accessories and features. And he comes with Cerebros body, Emissary the head, aka Spike. Over here, he has the guns, the single laser cannon, then the dual blaster. Down here, he has Cog, Cerebros, and what actually is Spike in this line. And both of these guys are wielding their own individual gun. Over here, no weapons. Over here in his hands, no weapons. He even has fold-out cannons on the side. If you've never seen them, well, okay, you don't have to fold this whole piece out, but since I'm reaching, it's easier for me to He has two fold-out cannons, and over here they just molded it in something that's sort of kind of cannon fold-out type thing. Yeah, so this is the old school boy versus the new school boy, and I'm gonna come down to Cerebros versus Cerebros. And this is how these guys look together. This one was patterned after the cartoon, and this one was just the original toy. And they have a lot of similarities going on, some differences. They both got the huge chunk of head hanging out on the back here, with some differences, some upgrades, and different take on the feet. Both bulky over here, pretty much the same. And now I'm going to talk about Emissary and Spike. Here, guys, this one is much larger. This is Spike and Emissary. Turn them around. What they did over here, they had this little flap on the vintage one that could cover the face, which I don't have. Cover up the face, so he just doesn't have the face hanging out. And over here, the face is just hanging out. Hey, face, how are you? Okay, now that they're complete, take a look at both of these guys side by side. And you can see where he has a little bit of inspiration and the cartoon look. So that is these guys, comparison-wise. All right, here these guys go fully assembled side by side. And Fortress Maximus is once again the tallest Transformer ever made. Okay, to wrap this review up, I really like this figure a lot. I love the fact that he looks G1 cartoon inspired. And normally I prefer the toy look, but especially when I had the toy. But if I never had it as a kid, I'm kind of leaning towards the animation look for this guy, and really like it. I know this review has run on long. I plan to do some other things, like I recently got Cog Siege War for Cybertron trilogy figure. I was going to add this, I was going to bonus review it, but it is going on so damn long. I'm going to give it its own review and go from there. And then I was going to pull out all of these like Titan things and plug them onto the figure. And I grabbed some of these guys on clearance. Going to add all of this stuff. I got a bag full of these guys, and they were on clearance like the day after Christmas, or 2 days, whenever I went, like right after Christmas, and then they were off clearance by that Friday. Anyway, I grabbed a boatload, and then they accidentally cleared out one of the Siege dudes too, and I was able to get this guy, Battlemaster or whatever it is, Blowpipe or whatever, I guess, and I grabbed him up. Kind of cool. He comes with the effect black. I want to thank everybody for hanging around for this long, dragged out review. I really appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. I am George, the 80s Transformer fan. This is a review where every toy has a story.